Hey, what's up? It's an update video. Why I haven't been on Xbox and everything else. Okay, for most of you who know, I went to California about 4 months ago now. And things went pretty well for about the first 2 months. Kind of came crashing down the third month. But I'm not here to talk about all that. I am here to let you guys know of the current events in my life and the changes that will be coming, and rather I will be continuing on Xbox or the YouTube at all. And before I start this video, I just want to say, for those of you who continue to watch my channel, I haven't checked in a while, but for those of you who have followed me and supported me throughout the years, thank you. Now, I just went through a breakup last month. I've been in a lot of relationships. Now, I've been in so many relationships, I've been through so many breakups, and breakup is never easy, but this was by far the worst. And I was dealing with that at the time I got the news about my mother. For those of you who don't know, and I don't talk about it a lot, but my mother for the last 4 years has been suffering from cirrhosis. We have tried everything we can think of to help her, to get her help, but we ran into implication after implication after implication. I received word the last week in California. I was supposed to stay a little longer, but I had received word that she was going into liver failure and kidney failure, and there was nothing the doctors could do. So due to a medical emergency, I had to go home. I went home. Family emergency, I should say. My mom wanted to see me in person. She's been hospice. For those of you who don't know what that means, is when your terminal ill loved one is released into hospice or the care of their family until they go so they can die with family. The damage, all her organs pretty much started to shut down. Permanent damage, even if they could stop the liver damage or the kidney damage, she wouldn't survive. And I've tried to do this video about 100 times now without tears, without a mess, but I am a fucking mess. So I apologize. Right now I'm trying my hardest to be calm. It's been the worst summer. Well, there was some good things about this summer, but it's been the hardest summer of my life. I've been suffering from depression for some time now. I guess I never thought about it. In California, I did have a mental breakdown that triggered a lot of bad things. And these were things I had bottled up inside for the last 4 years. Things that I thought I had forgotten, or things that I thought I had overcome. Turns out I never did. I just buried them. And when you bury something, us men, we often don't like to seek help because we see it as a sign of weakness. So we think that if we just go on and go on and go on, we'll get better. It's a false lie we tell ourselves, because eventually it does come out, and when it does, it's not pretty. So I snapped. I lost it. I didn't become violent or nothing, but I just wasn't there. That's part of what caused the breakup. There was other implications, other problems that caused it. It wasn't all me, it wasn't all her, but there was a lot of things. One of the things was fear of commitment. I believe Crystal suffers from. and that she believes so too. But I mean, there's more to it than that, and I'm not gonna go into the details because I don't want to get personal, and I don't want no unfair judgment on either mine or her side. But the breakup was probably plunged me into already bad depression as it was. I did not eat for 3 weeks. I starved myself. I lost 30 pounds. I had to go into the hospital and I was given like bags of IV. And my stomach still hasn't recovered. I'm still eating very small amounts of food. And then I was coming back, slowly coming out of the depression. Saying, all right, the breakup has happened, it's over, it's time to move on. And then I was struck with the news of my mom. Me and Crystal had a very powerful relationship. It's the most intense. It was the best relationship I've ever had. And I've dated a lot of different women. I've been in dating since I was 15. So, I've had girlfriend after girlfriend after girlfriend. And I'm not trying to brag, I'm just saying I've had experience. But none of that experience could prepare me for the pain that I had felt when we separated. The dream, our future, everything that we had down the drain. There was only one thing worse than that, and that was the news of my mom. The only significant good thing about that news was that she wasn't going to suffer anymore. I wasn't going to have to watch it. For the last 4 years, I watched the strongest woman in my life, my mother, decay into this nothingness. And I want to say she's nothing, but I want to say that she's so weak and brittle. And I've watched her body break down. I watched her deteriorate. I watched her will. I watched her go into a depression I've never seen her go into. She's always had this strong will. She was always this really strong spirited woman. That's kind of why I fell in love with Crystal, because Crystal is in a lot of ways exactly like my mom. And my mom and Crystal are very similar. That's probably why they got along so well. When my mom met Crystal, she really liked her. Never liked any of my other girlfriends, just Crystal. And she was always a strong-spirited woman, though, and disease just broke her spirit. It broke everything. Most importantly, it broke me. Caring for my mom for 4 years straight. Part of the reason why I went to California was not just for my future and my girlfriend's future and everything, but it was to escape, to get away just for a little while. I thought she'd still be there when I went back, and I knew there was a chance that this could happen, but I don't know. I do want to confess something, though, before I end this video. I was scared going to California because I'm not that big, I'm not that social. I don't like meeting people. I don't like large crowds. Even on Xbox, I try to avoid too big of large parties. I prefer like a group of maybe 3. But going to California was scary for me because I've never done that. Not only was it scary, but it felt like I was being judged a lot of the time I was there. People were trying to form an opinion on me. And my whole life I've been judged because of my disabilities, because of my anger. I've had very bad rep growing up. Now I'm not quite the social butterfly. If I become comfortable around somebody, I can talk to them. I can be social, but it takes a lot of opening up for me to do, and that's probably why I'm very distant. And I went to California, and if you're watching this, Crystal, I went there because I loved you. And even though my gut and my conscience and my body were telling me to run, not to do it, that don't get on this plane, every fiber of my being was fighting against me. because I was so terrified of going there. But I said, I'm doing this because I loved you and that's how much I wanted this to all work out. In some ways, I regret it because I didn't get to be there for the last of the time with my mom that she had, and I wish I had. But in other ways, I don't, because it was a great learning experience and I made a lot of new friends. So, before I end this video, I am moving out. I've started looking. My mom's death is right around the corner. She's unresponsive. She cannot talk. She cannot do anything but lie there. Doesn't even matter. But the point is, I'm going to be moving out and getting my place and getting my life together. I have a lot of shit I have to do between now and then. So I'll give it about 3 months. I will be on Xbox from time to time, but don't expect me to talk to any of you guys because I just can't. So that's it. That's all I have to say.